Hey all Guardians, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Strand is getting a little bit more attention of late. It used to be that we'll take it out to date night at Red Lobster, but now thanks to that Barrow-Dyad, it's getting the champagne at the Ritz. This kit gives you all the Sever, Unravel and minions you could ever want to make an absolute AoE orgy. And our hunter just does it so easily, thanks to that whirling maelstrom aspect, as when we destroy a tangle, it will turn into a violent strand tornado similar to that of a Beyblade. These Beyblades will seek out targets, damaging them and emitting unraveling projectiles when it defeats them. And as they defeat unraveled targets, they can create tangles, making our very own whirling maelstrom factory farm. No maelstroms were hurt in the filming of this video. These are all free-range maelstroms meant on to live long and happy, productive lives. We want as much Unravel as we can get. As with that Horde Shuttle perk in the artifact, when we damage unraveled targets with our weapons, it'll occasionally spawn threadlings. Now, no doubt you've used this perk by now, so you know when it says occasionally, what it really means is pumping them out like rabbits. I highly recommend running grapple with this kit. It's great when you're in trouble and you need to move over there really quickly, and with any target we hit, not only does it deal damage, but it's also going to unravel them. We can also grapple to the tangles directly, and it will immediately recharge our grapple energy, effectively giving us a free punch. Now, no doubt we're using that Barrow-Dyad. Use what catalyst you like, whether it's high impact reserves, one for all, target lock or hatchling. I'm currently using that hatchling, but I do intend on swapping this to one for all the moment it's made available. As this is an exotic primary, it'll smack red bars 40% harder, so we can build up those stacks nice and quick to take advantage of that free reload or reload for those 6 seeker rounds. These hit red bars hard, doing around 10k damage, and can bounce between 3 to 5 enemies for even more AoE. We've also got unraveling orbs in the artifact, so when we pick up that orb of power, or by grabbing a tangle and yeeting it to convert it into a Beyblade, our Barrow-Dyad is going to get unraveling rounds. Additionally, we want this perk boosted so that all our strand weapons deal increased damage to targets when they're unraveled, severed or suspended. Now, I've crafted my Barrow-Dyad with small bore and ricochet rounds, but because of this we've only got 30 reload, and for a gun that we really want to be reloading often to get those damage bonuses, we need to jack those numbers up. So I've opted for the Speedloader slacks. Dodging is going to boost our reload speed, handling and airborne effectiveness to you and any ally within a 15-meter radius for 15 seconds. And with our final blows and additional dodges, we can increase its strength and refresh that timer with a max of 5 stacks. Even at that first stack with a 30 bonus to AoE, it's already mega, but equally it's not hard to keep spun up at that tier 5 for a 50 bonus. This is the same for both our handling and our reload. I found this particularly helpful being at this season SMGs aren't really in that stunning category, so I got to do a little bit of weapon swapping when taking on champions. I do also run one harmonic loader on my gauntlets to pretty much max out that reload stat. With this kit we'll be moving those hips and rotating around a bit, so I've opted for that threaded spectre aspect. Activate our dodge, it's going to leave behind a shadow clone jutsu. This has that built-in taunt mechanic similar to our Titan shields that's going to draw in all that attention from any nearby combatants. Little tip, I do find this works better if when you dodge backwards in order to break that enemy's targeting, particularly if there are multiple enemies targeting you, as I believe our shadow clones can only distract up to 3 bad dudes. These are a lot tankier these days, they never miss a leg day, and when destroyed, they're going to spit out threadlings to seek out and attack their would-be foes. If we enhance that Horde Shuttle perk, these threadlings are going to sever any target that they damage. This is great, as not only does that give us bonus weapon damage thanks to upgrading that Unraveling Orbs perk, but as a debuff by Strand, they have the possibility of turning into a tangle. This goes the same for our threaded spike melee. This can also sever foes, and it's quite good in that old melee charge, being that we can catch them on return to save some fist juice. With one focusing strike mod on my gauntlets, this is going to grant us a 12% increase to our class ability for 7 seconds whenever we do damage with either our threaded spike or grapple melee. We've got that thread of rebirth, so our strand weapon final blows have a chance to create a threadling. It's pretty solid odds with between 33 to a 100% chance depending on the level of foe you dropped. Now we want Thread of Evolution, so our threadlings are going to travel 30% faster and further and deal that additional 33% damage. Now no doubt using the only super available, the Silk Strike, and with Elemental Siphon, when we get rapid kills with a weapon matching our super, it's going to generate a tangle, and when boosted, if we pick these up and throw them, instead of shooting to break them, we get ourselves some bonus super energy. Now I'm running Binding for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I need that plus 10 resilience, as we need our stats a little more balanced out to make all our abilities work cohesively. So I've peaked both resilience and discipline, with both mobility and recovery close behind. But it's also going to emit a suspending burst when we destroy, making cleanups easier and clearing the field of any minnows to set up that unstopped champ or stuns. To get the best out of this kit, you need a high orb production. So we've got one harmonic mod on our helmet and a heavy-handed mod on our gauntlet. This is so we can use Thread of Warding. So when we pick up an Orb of Power, it's going to grant us Woven Mail for that 45% damage resist. These same orbs are going to give us a health bump with that recuperation mod, and with Insulation we get a 10% reduction to our class ability energy, and with Orbs of Restoration we get another 10% reduction to the ability that has the least charged energy. 9 out of 10 times this should be our dodge, as we want this available. 1. To initiate that tight fit perk thanks to our Speedloader slacks. 2. To create a Shadow Clone Jutsu. 3. Reload our weapons with that maximum dodge. And the fourth and final part, to really bring together all of that synergy, was the combination of the Reaper mod to give us an Orb of Power on a weapon kill after a dodge, and a Powerful Attraction mod that will automatically collect Orbs of Power within 13 meters whenever we dodge. Now feel free to pause here for all my mods, fragments and artifact, but there will be a dim link in the description down below. This kit is powerful, as we got those giant Beyblades outputting mad AoE, whilst our foes shoot it out with our lookalikes, and as they're severed they're doing 40% less damage, and we're eating about 45% of that with Woven Mail as we spam load and shoot that gnarly looking discus. Now there are 2 other great artifact mods that hadn't been released upon shooting this bid. No doubt we'll rock that Vile Weave, as targets hit by our tangles are severed, and picking up a tangle is going to reduce our tangle cooldown. With 2 shreds, when we deal sustained damage to severed targets we unravel them, and defeating a severed target is going to create a hotspot of strained energy, granting Woven Mail to allies for a short duration, kinda like an OG Sunspot. It's going to be a minion orgy of the finest caliber. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.